Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether tuning in on the radio dial in my home state of Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our program. Also, those tuning in through online affiliates around the world, including our iHeartRadio family. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. We're excited to welcome recording artist Sota Black to our program today. She's an individual who's not only been able to find her love of music, but now being able to share that with all of you. She recently had a really big event she was able to cover. We're going to talk to her a bit about that, but also what it's been like for her to share all of this with her audience, and of course to be able to see how they're responding to it as well. Sota Black, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
No, thank you for that great introduction, Cyrus.
Oh. Well, look, I appreciate that. Well, look, I was saying to you before we went on here, you've definitely been busy. Mm-hmm. It's interesting, though, for me, when I was prepping for this segment, one of the projects that you got to be known for is called My Own Truth. What has it been like for you, Sota Black, to be able to share that truth with the world and to see the way that your audience is responding to it?
You know what? It has been a very fulfilling experience for me to share my music with the world and to share with them through my music how I'm feeling, and they're accepting it, and people are actually listening to it and they're relating to it. So it's been a great feeling to share that with the world.
Have you always known that music was going to be that vehicle for you? Sota Black, did you always know that was going to be the way that people would be able to find out your truth?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do music, and when I was a kid, I used to think to myself like certain songs that I was going to grow up and remix. So I did kind of know since I can remember that I was going to do music, but it's still it is still overwhelming and rewarding to have people listen to my music, even though I always knew that I was going to do it. But it's still like good. It feels good.
Yeah. I was thinking, when I was prepping for this segment of Sota Black, our partner here is Amazon.com, but I was on CDBaby.com because one of my friends had told me about they had gotten your project, My Own Truth, there. I thought it was interesting, though, in describing the project there on CD Baby, it has street, grimy, hood, blunt, and straightforward. It's not always an easy thing to be straightforward, even in conversations. Definitely not in music. Where did that need to be authentic? Where did that need to be true to you? Where did that come from?
Well, it was pretty much how I was raised. Like, my mom always taught me and my brothers and sisters. My mom has 5 children. So she always taught me and my brothers and sisters to say how you feel no matter what. And the music that I grew up listening to when I was a teenager, it was all about keeping it real. So it was like keeping it real, that's my thing. So I can do that through music. If I can make it rhyme, then that's what I'm going to do. And even sometimes today, my mom always says, like, I taught y'all to always say how y'all feel, but when y'all tell me how y'all feel, it's crazy to her. When we talk to her and tell her how we feel, then she's like, oh, I kind of regret telling y'all to say how you feel all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think, but the truth is not always easy, right? But it definitely is necessary. And what's been great about you is that you've been able to share that truth and then to find an audience, both of men and women, who have appreciated it. What has that part of it been like for you?
For me and I think for my fans, they tell me that it lets them know that they're not alone. And also for me, it lets me know that I'm not alone. And that when I'm able to, it's like a connection between me and my fans all across the world. When I say how I feel, the truth never changes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it's a good feeling. I appreciate them, and it makes them appreciate me, and we appreciate each other. It makes us connect.
Exactly. and you've been able to share your successes with them. You've been able to share, of course, your life with them. As I mentioned in the beginning of the conversation, Sota Black, you recently had an opportunity to be a guest correspondent for Hip Hop Weekly in covering the 2018 Kimmy Awards for Sheen Magazine. I mean, first of all, I saw some of the clips on Instagram. What was that experience like for you, not only be on that red carpet, but to be able to have that opportunity?
It was a good experience. And also with social media, and as far as me sharing my experience with my fans, like it's not just me being able to share it with them through music, but because of social media, like my fans have experienced so much with me. Like when I got a chance to go to different places and meet other fans, and they saw it unfolding like I saw it unfolding. So that also makes us connect very well, especially with the Kimmy Awards. That was very fun for me, and it was different, and it was a learning experience for me to be able to interact with TV personalities like Rotimi from Power, who plays the character Dre, and Diana Williams from Bring It on Lifetime. She's Coach D, and hairstylists and makeup artists and fashion designers. It was a good place for me to network, and it was, meeting those type of people. I had never been in that type of environment before, so my fans got to go through that with me as well. So it was a good learning experience, and I really enjoyed interacting with those people. And I look forward to meeting them all again, too.
Right. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because one of the things I also noticed, again, not that I'm stalking you or anything, Sota Black, but I did notice this on Instagram that you talked about, too, to one of the guests that you were interviewing, the importance of staying on the grind. And I think the follow-ups are always important, right? When you're meeting people, because it is an opportunity for them to be able to, to find out more about you to find out about them, and then, of course, to see where there could be those collaborations. Do you think taking advantage of those opportunities is one of the things that's really served you well in your career?
Absolutely. When I meet people all the time, I'm always exchanging information with those people. But are you talking about just at the Kimmy Awards or just overall in general, following up with people?
Yeah, I think with you it's overall in general, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I meet people and I really may not think that maybe at that time when that person offers me something, I might not have it of use. I might not need it at that time, but I take the information anyways, and we might link up in the next couple of weeks. We might link up in the next couple of years, so it is always important for me to exchange information with people, get email addresses, and follow people on Instagram, because you never know what they can do for you or what I can do for them, and how we can help each other down the road. So, yes, I do think it is very important to follow up and exchange information with people, and even some of the people from the Kimmy Awards. Some people follow me back when I tag them in the post. Some people like my post, so, yeah.
Yeah, you never know, right? Where it's going to lead, but the important thing is to take the initiative. You've definitely been able to do that. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Sota Black to our program today. We're talking with her not only about her career in music, her journey in music, but also what it's been like for her to build on that platform. And to that point, Sota Black, I wanted to ask you about that. I know you are recognized as an artist, as a rapper, but how important is it for you to as I said, to build on that and to not just be that, but to show that there are other things that you're able to do, like what you just did, guest hosting and being able to do events like that? Yeah.
And not only just that, but something else that helped me in my music career, because I know how to work computers and stuff like that. Like, I know marketing, and I'm very tech savvy. So those things help me too, and they help me in my career. So that is me being multifaceted. So me doing the guest correspondent thing, I really enjoyed it. Like, I had a lot of fun. You could probably see from the videos on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. Like, I had a lot of fun doing that, and I hadn't ever done anything like that before. So as far as the importance of being more than just an artist, I think that is very important. And I know that I hear a lot, the new generation or in the years to come, people will have multiple jobs and they'll have multiple streams of income, and they do more than one thing. And I've been doing more than one thing since I started, and I think that's very important. because one thing can get you to doing another thing, because I know how to use computers, and because I know how to, that I'm not afraid to try new things. That has also helped me a lot in my journey in music.
Right. So where does that lack of fear come from for you? I mean, because there would be people out there who, once they're in a lane, and you probably know people like this, I know I do, who they find a lane and they're comfortable in that place and they don't want to rock the boat. They're like, okay, I'm doing good with this. I'm just going to stay here. What makes you not afraid to try new things?
It's not that I'm not afraid to try new things. It's that I don't ever let my fears hold me back. That's what it is, because that's just how I was raised. Like I said, it goes back to my mom teaching us to speak our mind, that type of thing. So I always pushed me to do other things, and I was kind of raised in the church a little bit, so I've always been in front of an audience. I've always done things like when I was a kid, my aunt used to tell me to say certain stuff on church on Sunday. She would practice these things with me, and then when church would come on Sunday, she's like, okay, I'm going to bring you up here, and you're going to do your speech, and I would get up in front of the church, and I would do it. So I was never afraid of audiences, afraid to do stuff. Even if I was afraid, I was like, okay, I'm going up here and I'm doing it. And once I do it, everything, all the fear, everything just goes out the window.
Gotcha. Have you been able to embrace the idea that because of this path that you've been on, Sota Black, that you are an example, that you're a model for other people, men and women, as to what they can do if they are willing to put in the work?
Yes, I have. And I know I keep saying it, but it is really a good feeling, and it's something that I've always wanted. And I like to be one of those people who work hard. I love to work hard. It's a good feeling to put in work, and then, I'm the type of person who will work day after day after day after day after day, and I might be exhausted, but when I look, I'm like, yes, I'm glad, that I did that. And I haven't stopped working for the last 7 years. There hasn't been a day that went by where I didn't do something with my music. I didn't promote my music. So, yeah, I've embraced that, and people come to me and they somebody might come to me and talk about something that they want to do, and I'm always encouraging people to do more. And I don't always have it all together, but for the most part, I don't ever stop working. And yes, I do embrace being an example of someone who works hard. And yeah.
Well, I think it's something that you've definitely earned, and I think it's something that also shows people that, regardless of what your lane might be, the importance of being true to that lane. I want to go back to how we began this conversation. We're going to let our audience know that they can stay connected with you. I mean, we talked about that project, about your truth. And I think, there is no way that you could have done what you've done, I don't believe, and had this longevity if you were not being truthful to yourself, being truthful to your audience. Is that kind of the message that you give for others, that in this business that is a business, it's show business, a lot of it, the importance of not losing yourself in that? Right.
Like I said, the truth never changes. So by me telling the truth, my music can be around forever. Like I got songs like Wish You the Best and Drug Dealers Children and Hustle Never Going Out of Style. Like those songs will be around forever because they're true, because they're relative to what's going on today and what's been going on in the past and what will probably still be in the future. Wish You the Best is a heartbreak song. So, something that I went through, it's a breakup song. So the way that I felt at that time, if I feel that way, I'm one in a million. I'm one of a kind. So there's millions of people who feel the same way as me. So I think telling the truth and keeping it real will always keep you relevant and give you longevity, because I don't have to go back and say, well, what did I say then so I can say something like it now? You know what I'm saying? Because, that's how I felt in that moment. In that moment, that's how I felt. And, so if I say it this time, it probably won't be as different. You know what I'm saying? I might feel different, but what I felt at the time was true.
Exactly.
So I think that's important. Yeah, the truth never changes.
Yeah, the truth never changes. I think that's a great reminder for all of us. Again, everyone, Sota Black has been our guest. Great conversation with you. We've been talking with her not only about this musical journey that she's been on, but also her journey in life that has taken her to new places, new adventures for herself, and also, as she mentioned earlier, she's an example for all of us as to what all of us can be able to achieve if we're willing to do the work and not give up. Let our audience know how they can stay connected with you, Sota Black.
You guys can stay connected with me on sotablack.com. That's SOTABLACK, sotablack.com. I'm also on Instagram at Sota Black, on Facebook, Sota Black with the blue check, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Sota
Make sure
Black.
you'll definitely stay connected with her. And look, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. I'm looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Cyrus, and thank you for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Definitely
want. Oh, you do the same thing, Sota Black, and we definitely want to thank our good friend Lisa G of connecting you two for helping us set up this conversation. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Sota Black. Don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media site, so head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there as well. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You will make a great one.